was the TN lady that was at the dinner with us.
Oh.
And
No.
she was also the person that ran the our old Thieves Guild.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so where we
Her
left
old
off...
Thieves Guild. Our new Thieves Guild.
Well, your new base of operations, it's not necessarily a thieves guild.
Listen,
We steal from the rich, give to the poor. We're the
Debatable.
Robin Hoods.
Yes, robbing being the key. No. So yeah, you guys, the Ardent Crows of Kintargo, you have kind of established a new base of operations, and as you guys were sitting down kind of to your first week in your new digs, and were chatting with your allies, you had time, Rexus and Caerrat spent time poring over all the documents you found in the Thieves Guild, and all the other things you've acquired at this point in the game so far. You've basically learned that this region, so Kintargo lies within the Duchy of Ravenel, and I know I keep reminding you guys every time. It will become important, I swear. But you guys are basically in, the county of Ravenel, and the city is Kintargo. To even just get into this duchy of Ravenel, there are only 3 main ways you could transport a large army. Either by sea, by a coastal route, or overland, and that way you would either go through Nadal, which is another nation, or you would come through this mountain pass. So you guys have made allies with the 2 kind of coastal people, the city of Vire, which is in your same county, for what it's worth. They're a big port, and they've long been at odds with Chelish leadership, and you went and you had a fancy dinner, and you schmoozed them up, you chatted with them, and they pledged their support. When the day comes to throw off the shackles of Cheliax, they will, stop the fleet from getting to you as best they can. Furthermore, these aquatic elves have also pledged their support. They'll be underneath the water, helping in more surreptitious ways. You haven't asked for help from Nidal, which is this other nation. You just kind of assume that they're not going to want a giant Chelish army invading. And probably Chelix is not going to want to go to war with another nation if one of their cities rebels. Which leaves just this mountain pass, known as Menador Gap. They're these sheer, 200-foot plus, mountain walls going up. It's kind of like, the 300. There's this one way into Sparta that the Persians are going to take. You're basically at that gap or heading to that location. And, House Thrune ain't no fool. They have co-opted an ancient dwarven fortress that was there. And there's now a place called Menador Keep, which previously was this ancient dwarven, super robust architecture fort. So your mission, Jim, should you choose to accept it, is to somehow gain control of this fort. Now, you've also learned through your research, last time Caerrat made a knowledge check, and remembered that within this ancient dwarven architecture, they built a fail-safe device, it's a supervillain hideout. There's basically a self-destruct button known as the Anvil of Unmaking. I actually don't know what it's called, but that's a much cooler name. The Anvil of Unmaking, that actually might be its name. I'm probably not that clever. But if you find this anvil, this artifact, somewhere in the bowels of this ancient dwarven fort, and you activate it, it should trigger some self-destruct sequence that will cause the fort to collapse. So that is kind of all you know. I believe it's about 200 miles from where you were to here, so it's been several weeks overland. We're going to roll some random encounters here in a moment. And you're headed towards Menador, but there is a kind of a crossroads area along the way that you can certainly stop at. It is known as the Oakrib Inn. It's a pretty old inn. It's been there for a long time, and it's long been a place for diplomats and emissaries of various nations and cities to meet with. It's a good crossroads in this area. It's kind of like the barrens of this part of the world for anyone that has played World of Warcraft in this game, which is everyone except Austin, I think. Austin, it's like it's like the I don't know. It's like Vantage. No, this is
it's the Palouse.
It's like Vantage in Washington, or like that one Burger King on the road to the west side. You know what I'm talking about?
It's Royal City.
It's Royal City. Yeah, this is the Royal City Burger King. Is where you guys are headed on your way to Menador Gap. That was a perfect reference for like the two people here that live in Washington. I'm sure other things exist for where you guys live, but it's unimportant because it's not here. So yeah, let's roll some random encounters, boys. Who wants to roll some percentages for us today?
I got the first one.
All right, do it up. A 75. Uh-oh.
Big number.
Yeah, I regret
Big
that.
boss.
High or low, Seish?
High.
Sure. Next person, roll me a d4.
All volunteer. Oh,
I volunteer as tribute, buddy. Cool.
Yeah.
isn't that one scary?
So you guys have been traveling for just a couple of days. You're just outside of Vire. You've entered this kind of like hinterland area. Do you have a map of there's probably a map in here somewhere for you guys. Yeah, you don't necessarily know all these locations yet, but yeah, I'll rest you guys. But there you go.
Oh, what a nice little map.
So yeah, so there you go. So you're at Kintargo. You traveled over to Askai to the west, and then you traveled north to Vire. And now you're going from Vire all the way to Menador Keep. So as you can see, like 200 plus miles. It's a bit of a trek. Yes. Also, since you wanted to you have like a week of your rebellion or whatever, and we can do that, off camera or whatever. But as you're traveling, you probably meet up with some of your agents, just like 20 miles outside of Kintargo one night. And then you've continued on since then. And yeah, so now you're south of Kintargo. You're just kind of heading through the hinterlands, making your way to the river, and then over to the inn there, and then you'll follow the river down to Oakrib Inn, and then up to Menador Keep. If that makes sense. But yeah, let's pull up our bestiary here. So you guys are traveling along the river. There'll be some like nondescript village. Maybe, just a guy who settled his house, had a wife, had some kids, and then a couple of generations later, now there's like 5 or 6 buildings. There's maybe like one common building, the rest are all people's houses. Maybe like, 20 people live here or something, farming and living off of the land. And as you're just walking, right?
I believe.
Yeah, you don't have horses or nothing. It's like as you guys are traveling on foot, maybe one of them will give you like a friendly wave, Evens, it's a dude. Yeah, there'll just be like a middle-aged gentleman there. He's tilling some plot of land. He's right next to the this idyllic river. It's like the start of the third Lord of the Rings movie. It's just like beautiful greenery everywhere. Everything's in bloom. Beautiful crystal clear water. He's got his little wicker pole out there. He's fishing. He gives you like a friendly wave. And then kind of without warning, the river erupts in like a geyser of water. And you realize it's not water. It's like some sort of creature. And in just like a moment or something, this guy is gone. Like whatever was in the river has just taken him. And the other couple of locals that are outside will begin screaming. And you'll see this thing breach, kind of consume him, and then re-enter the water. And we can certainly roll initiative as this thing is hunting. That guy's probably dead. And yeah, get you some...
Probably.
Get you some...
Yeah, I could see how someone would die like that.
You ever notice that whenever we're traveling places, like bad things seems to happen to like normal people?
It's not good to be a non-adventurer.
Just walking.
I
along,
try
oh, that
really
pirate
hard, but
guys.
I try really hard.
Sure. You see the top half of what looks to be like some sort of reptilian head, but it has kind of almost pyramidal, scales and like this giant, almost like a shell behind it. This thing is also massive. And it looks like this.
Dragon.
It does seem to be some sort of dragon turtle.
I wonder what that could be.
I wonder what that could be. Get some maps here. Dude, we didn't even do combat last time. It's been so long. I don't even know how the software works anymore.
I've forgotten how to roll dice.
Oh no, that's not good.
I just know I don't.
Maybe if I just type in map. Example, exploration map. Oh, that's not good. I just want, like, battle. Nope. Where do these maps live on here? Library, maybe? Nope. Do. Huh. It's like encounter. Super weird. I thought that there was just a bunch of generic maps here. Isn't that right?
You have to reload them for every campaign.
Oh, so I go
You
into
could just
module,
drag and drop.
and then
You can drag and drop JPEGs into this stuff.
Oh, I can?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you can put a grid on after you drag and drop. So like I just like load like 3 or 4 random forest maps, and that's what we do.
Oh, that's smart. Oh, I like this one. We'll do this one. So I have to save it, I guess.
Yep, you have to save it, then drag drop the file.
I'm gonna save it as
just open-
test. Go to downloads. I have dropped it.
You have to drop it into the images panel.
Oh, images panel. Yo, that's so cool. And then I want to go to layers, set a grid. Oh my god, I'm so good at this game. You guys should have me jam
So
more
hot.
often. You should have me jam more
So
often.
hot and good.
Isn't that a great river?
It's a damn good river.
Thank you, Venatus Maps on Patreon. You should probably not allow people to download shit for free. Anyway. Or maybe this was their testing one. Yeah,
Thank you
we'll
for
just
doing it.
throw Menthurgo back on here. You guys had fun fighting that, right?
Yeah.
That was the last thing you fought, and it's been so long. Oh my god.
The trauma remains.
The trauma remains.
The fucking fish.
So yeah, you guys were just, coming down the river, relaxing, having a good time. Yeah, somewhere over in that area. Yeah.
Tommy, you want to hold hands?
Yeah, of course. If we're walking through the woods, get over here, baby.
Girl.
Could I be like 40 feet behind him?
Just shooting spitballs.
I saved you from a horrible night by being jealous that I wasn't
Yeah.
invited.
So you saw this thing. You saw this thing for a moment over here, and it is once again crashed down into the river. Thrune seems pretty small for this dragon turtle, but I guess it's really deep here.
Why would the farmers settle near this dragon turtle?
Yeah, I don't think it's native to the land.
He shows up and just
You have to ask them all sorts of questions after.
It's like salmon.
She's like, oh god, why? Hello.
Oh, that time of year again.
That time of year again. I have a villains codex for some stats. Sure. Let's go ahead and get some NPCs. Challenge rating index CR1. We're gonna use the stats for bandits. These guys though are not criminals. They're hardworking fishers. But there'll be 3 survivors you could help. What a great random encounter I've invented. So yeah, you see these guys. There'll be like one over here and then like two over here. They're like fishing or like tilling or whatever the area. So yeah, you see all that stuff. Let's roll some initiatives. Get started. Sezzix, unsurprisingly, you react first to combat.
Where did the fishy jump up?
Right here.
But then it's back underwater.
Yeah, like you can see it shadow beneath the waves, but it has total cover right now.
We gotta go noodling.
I mean, I can't.
At your own risk, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could ready to shoot it when it breaches if you would like.
Yeah, if it comes closer and breaches, if I ready, like that's. Yeah, I'll just ready an action. If it breaches, I'll shoot it.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Did you want to get closer, or are you gonna be way back there?
Okay, that was what I was trying to use my brain to ask. I'll move here and then do that.
Sounds good. Yeah, I mean, it's like down a hill from you. It's gonna be a hard shot for sure. I'd say this elevation is probably like minus 10 feet from the brown. You know, from the road there. The dragon turtle will go. It sees 3 people. I'll just roll this d3. Oh, 1. It will move over to bandit 1. You'll see it emerge. You can take a shot.
How much does it go down? What's my penalty? My range is 40.
You can do the pointer. Should tell you how far that is, right?
It's not for some reason.
It's just hidden under one of the models.
45.
There you go. Oh yeah, it's underneath you. 45. So yeah, it'd be a minus. What's your range? 40.
40.
So it'd be minus 2. Against its touch, that will hit.
Whoa.
It is really big. You blast it in the side. It seems to feel all of it. Not being particularly happy. It takes a chunk out of that guy. It certainly hits.
Rips him in half.
Blah!
Dying.
Not quite in half. Just
It will make a
Lost
check to grapple.
he might be a little very dead.
Oh god.
To pick up an object.
Yeah, it actually will come up and it will like take one of its fins and it will just bash this guy. And he will fly into this bridge and you'll hear like a crunch noise and there'll be like a blood stain on the wall.
Heal him.
And it'll like sink back down into the water. Bandit 3 will go. He has never seen anything like this before, and he's like, evens it's a lady. Just make it fair. It's a dude. He's like, oh god, Pa! He drops his fishing rod, and he will dive, like clamber up to the side, and begin calling for aid. Buddy!
Yeah.
Buddy, wait a second. Wait 1 second.
I will defer my actions until after Sezzix or after Caerrat's turn.
Very good.
Can I move myself down the order like that?
Yeah. You can just delay until you want to go.
That's cool.
So. Alright, Sir, you're up.
We're fast, boys. Blessing of fervor.
Boom.
Boys, we gotta get in there. Go help the poor boy.
We gotta go save them locals.
So, blessing of fervor. I'll throw my hands up, invoke some riot shit. You know, it's time to fucking kick shit. Everyone, at the start of your turn, you get to choose one of the following. Plus 30 move speed, stand up as a swift action, make an extra attack as a part of a full action, plus 2 on attacks, or cast a spell with some bonuses. You pick one of them. You can change it at the start of every round. It's pretty fucking good.
This is really fun. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I will choose move speed, and I will walk to here. I will then bow my head, go forth to King.
Is it my turn?
It is.
Cool. I'll choose movement speed too.
I don't think you get to pick one, Garm, because you cast it on your turn. For what it's worth.
It says during.
I think it's at the start of your turn, isn't it?
At the beginning of your turn. Yep, you're right.
Wah, wah.
Like,
Damn rules!
Slightly less.
You've already skipped your upkeep, bitch!
Oh,
Damn.
I don't get to untap. No!
Damn.
Sorry.
No!
That'll get him. Now Garm's dead because he couldn't move out of that square.
Gosh.
Okay, so that's 40 movement, and I got another 30. Oh, yeah, we can get there. We can get there with 70. I'll be waiting in the water, but yeah. I'll rage as well.
Yeah, you dive into the water with this thing. It is quite large. As you begin closing that distance, it will whip around and try to get you with one of its extra limbs. It'll throw a claw back at you, you know?
Sure.
Does a 28 hit?
That does hit.
Okay. The claw strikes into you for 15.
That's not bad.
You seem to resist some of it.
Yeah. Okay, so let me change some raging stats real quickly. Give me a second.
Yeah, and you guys can, of course, make knowledge arcana checks as to what the shit this is.
Oh, it's not local. I can't do knowledge local check.
No. Knowledge arcana for dragons, my guy.
Oh,
I love
referencing
dragons.
the earlier thing.
Cierrit, with a 24, you know that this thing is a dragon turtle. You don't know anything specific about it. They
Does it
are
breathe
rather
fire?
rare. You don't know.
So,
You just know that they exist and that they are dragons and they have dragon qualities. So they would be immune to sleep and paralysis and all that stuff.
okay, cool.
Let's make a claw attack. 24 hit.
Totally hits. You are in the water with it, so it has like no bonus to its AC against you.
Oh, cool.
You can totally gore into it with your claws. Start tearing it up.
Let's do it. For a total of 19 damage.
Yeah, you like dive onto this thing's back and just begin tearing into it over and over and over again. Bandit 1 is dead. Remove him from the map. Bandit 2 will go. Yeah, this one's got a longbow next to him. He'll fire that. Yeah, he'll miss. He'll take a weather step away from the shore. This one will be a lady. She's like the girl in Brave. She's just like a little redheaded kid. Oh, hell! She like fires an arrow.
Run!
It whizzes past your head, just like glances harmlessly off its armor. He's like, "Oh no, don't worry. I'll get it next time."
Run! No!
Tommy, you're up.
I'll do a double move action and I'll get there. Bam.
Yeah, you like run up onto the bridge and then like leap off with your scythe above your head and like try to bring it down into this thing. Is this a vital strike?
No, it's past my move speed limit. It's a double move.
With your bonus speed from Garm?
That would be only 50 feet. It's further than 50 feet.
Gotcha. Yep, so you just kind of like dive off, but don't have the ability to make an attack quite yet. Sezzix.
Barbarian fast movement.
Well, he's wearing full plate too.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll get you. But your AC
So-
is, I think, 20 higher than Buddy's.
I have 23 AC.
Yeah, I think Buddy's is an 18.
It's 18 while I'm raging. Yeah.
But the dragon turtle's fully submerged, so I just like can't shoot it, right?
Its AC is increased by 8 mechanically. So you can like shoot it, but its AC is 8 higher.
Well, I'll take a 5-foot step towards it so it doesn't have the
Minus
it's in my
2.
range increment.
Yeah, you can blast it. Did anyone else have Knowledge Arcana, or was it just Cierrit?
I definitely don't.
Okay.
The Garm, the extra attack is full base attack. Bonus,
Full base
right?
attack.
Yep, it's just like haste, but without the bonus to hit. Yeah. You are looking for, so that'll be 3 hits. The 12 will hit.
Damn.
It's a ginormous thing. It's like shooting a somewhat moving barn. Yeah. It will go. It seems like wounded now. Those of you that are in the water with it, you can see, like, you know, manatee damage on this thing. How, like, you know, it's, like, been shot at before. Maybe it's got, like, a burn on the side of its head, and it's got, like, various, like, you know, holes along its side and, like, scar tissue, like it's been harried and attacked long before you guys were in combat with it. And it is just feral and mad. It will sadly swim to the side here, and it will blast a cone with its breath weapon. Oh no. Is it a cone or a line? It is 50 feet long, 25 feet wide. It will kind of like suck in a bunch of water, and you will see, like, within its chest plates, the temperature, you just feel it start increasing to, like, over 100 degrees. The water around you starts to boil, and it will, like, and do, like, a whale slam, and it will shoot out a thing that is this wide, and twice as long. And it will just blast everyone that was fucking with it. There will be a scream from the brave girl as she's just incinerated.
Oh, jeez.
You needed to run!
Well, it does not. You're exactly out of it, Seared. It's only 50 feet long. But it will certainly clip her. She will make the reflex save of her life. Dun, 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 13.
We all make reflex
saves.
Everyone makes a reflex save.
Let's go.
DC 20. So Buddy will save. This does effectively fire damage, but it's just burning hot, like boiling water. 40 damage or half. The small girl with the bow, just like her skin begins to like slough off, and she screams, like the inside of her lungs burns, and she just kind of like melts to the ground, and she's super dead. It's very horrific. And then the rest of you can take 40 or half. I'll go ahead and delete her.
It's fair.
Bandit 3 will go. No! Hold on. I'll tell you her name in a second. I gotta look up that movie.
Are you gonna have a memorial and everything?
Brave movie. Princess Merida. He'll begin crying. He will heroically pick up his longbow, though, and fire a shot.
Run away! No, you don't want to hit her. No, please, no.
He fires a shot, and he's like, "Don't worry, the town guard's coming." You see, like, 2 more bandits come up with, like, pitchforks and stuff. They start, like, running up into the fray.
We're going into the meat grinder. No.
Let's hear it. You're up.
I begin pleading with them to not walk into the meat grinder.
Sure, you can make a diplomacy check.
I think I need to heal. Unfortunately.
You make a heal check.
Yeah,
Oh, did you take all the damage?
No, I didn't. I was just outside of it. However, all my team just took a bunch of damage.
That is true.
I'm gonna assume it can't breathe. Again
did you reduce your maximum health, Sezzix, by accident?
I don't think so, but I thought you did the damage automatically.
Oh no!
40.
There you go. Okay. Yeah, Sezzix looks very badly hurt.
What was the save?
20.
Rip. Yeah. Yeah.
He was distracted. He was distracted by the sight of like a 12-year-old girl dissolving in boiling water. It's like falling apart like a Barbie
I like
doll.
to think he was doing this like flip to get out of the way, but he like didn't see a rock and just barely tripped and fell.
Yeah, I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna
Go into the breath weapon? Sick.
assume it's a 1d4. I'm gonna assume it can't do it again.
I guess we'll roll
I
that
just
die when it
hope.
comes back around.
Get that recharge.
Yeah, we're just gonna hope. This is hope and a prayer.
You going to Breath of Life or you're adjacent?
I have a scroll, but I don't think the scroll's enough.
She's at like -20. Negative 29, so it could be enough. Do you want to delay until after your companions? And see if they kill it?
I'll
Yeah.
delay till Sezzix.
Yeah. Buddy, you're up.
Can I make a 5-foot swim?
You need to make a swim check at the start of your turn. You have any ranks in it?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you automatically succeed. You can scooch. You can swim.
Sweet. And
Blessing
then
of Fervor.
Blessing of Fervor, I'll take an extra attack.
Sounds good.
I take a full action.
Do it
You
up.
get an extra bite.
I get an extra bite, double chompies.
I think you can choose for what it's worth.
Oh, you can.
Just an extra attack, right?
I believe.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think his claws do more.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Then yeah.
Okay. Does a 20 hit?
No.
No. Oh, it does say miss. Okay. Let me roll one more claw attack and then the bite attack. Just get him out of the way.
The 24 will hit, though. So
Oh,
you
I
hit
put it
it
on the wrong
3
spot.
times. So you basically
Cool.
just hit it with your full attack anyway. It will be horribly injured and near death. Tommy!
Big old Tommy coming up.
You can drop your damage on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry.
That's all good.
I need to make a swim check. I don't have points in swim.
There you go.
You don't even have just one rank?
I don't have one rank.
Okay, it's like a DC 15.
Oh,
You get it. You get it.
You scoot.
Austin,
Uh-oh.
did you only drop the one thing on?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I mean,
Uh-oh.
it doesn't matter. Tommy just crit.
Overkill. It had 5 hit points. So yeah, you just like take this thing's head off as it like it lunges towards Buddy, and for what it's worth, Garm, it was gonna do it again next turn. I rolled a 1. But yeah, it is dead.
Yay!
There
think we
is
have
this
to
moment-
Save the kid.
You could rush up in Breath of Life if you wanted.
We have to save the kid.
Hell yeah.
We have to save the kid.
Isn't it great being good?
Did you make your cohort yet? Would you like a level 1 rogue?
Actually, hold on. Hold on.
You want the girl from
This is
Brave?
it. I want the brave girl.
Sure. Roll that. I think it's what a caster level check. You need to roll like I think you auto succeed unless you roll a 1, and then just roll the healing. Yep, you crush it.
It's what, 5?
5d8 plus 9. She's at -29 and has a Constitution score of 11. So you do 18 points of healing on 5d8
Crushed
plus 9.
Crush it.
Yep. I was like, that doesn't have the plus 9 in there, so you do it the plus 9. Yeah, her eyes will like open up. Plus 9, so she's at -3. She's still unconscious.
Yeah, I'll start channeling once that guy across the bridge, I'll like yell for Buddy to go grab the guy across the bridge and bring him to me.
Yeah, I mean,
As I just start blasting off channels.
within the next couple of rounds, that goes uninjured. Everyone that was hit by this thing instantly died.
Ah, fantastic. That's not great.
Like the guy who got hit in First of all, the guy who got like
Oh yeah, he
bitten.
got splattered.
Yeah, one guy just got swallowed, and then the other guy just got knocked into the bridge, and just watermeloned. Yeah, the villagers are very grateful. There'll be like some patriarch of the family who will come up and be like, My youngest daughter, the Firebrand, I told you not to be out here fishing. You're the princess of our village.
Not the princess of an abandoned.
This is man's work. You're not to be fishing.
Oh my
You're
God.
far too important for this. But I love fishing, Father. I'm just as good as the men, and I can prove it to you too. She like takes a fishing pole and she like casts out super far and like reels it in really quickly. She's like, I'm a master fisher, father. I always just want to fish. She actually wasn't fighting with a longbow. She was fighting with her fishing rod. She's just like trying to hit it with her fishing
That's
rod.
why she missed.
That's why
that
she
makes
missed.
sense.
She's like,
He just tried to catch.
I
the
almost
fucking
landed
dragon.
him. I almost landed him too. There'll be like a big dramatic moment where she's like, I'm leaving, father. I'm gonna go with these strange folks, and they're gonna encourage my fishing.
Do you
And
want
he's
to
like-
rebel against the system? Do you just
Yeah.
want to fish?
She'll like forsake her empire to become like a renowned fisherman and follow you guys around. You seem like you know what's going on. Her father will like banish her from the village for the rest of her life. She'll never be allowed to return. She'll forsake all his holdings. He gestures at like the 5 buildings, this small patch of farmland. You
Not the
forsake
rice
all of
fields.
this.
Cool.
The body of the dragon turtle begins like kind of floating out to sea, and just gets caught up underneath this like ramshackle bridge, and it's just stuck. And the rest of the townsfolk will be there with like 11-foot poles, trying to like poke it around the bridge so it doesn't break.
That's
Uh,
good.
You guys
meat right there.
are.
It seems like they're gonna need like
Oh,
some
neat.
civil engineers and stuff to get this body dealt with.
Sezzix will
buddy.
help him.
If I just cast Bull Strength on you, do you just want to pull that onto the shore?
Buddy could do that.
Thanks, buddy.
I'll even use a couple of rage points to give me some extra strength.
Yeah, I mean, it's very weird. You can like drag this thing to shore. It like takes you and Tommy and like, 3 or 4 of these like strapping young fishermen to like throw nets on it and like actually get it out of the river. It's big. It's very heavy. It's like several tons.
What
And
kind
there's
of
just-
strength would you need to lift several tons?
A lot more than I gave you.
I mean, you can drag though. With your strength capacity with like bull strength, you can probably drag like several tons. It's just like
They're all helped out,
the
too.
water resistance and things like that. Yeah, I mean, it's mostly
Oh.
what your strength score is. Determines how much you can drag.
My bull strength gives me +2 to my strength, right?
If you have a belt
4.
already.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I'd be 28 strength then.
Yeah.
So if you look at ability scores,
No,
you can
it's
see
under.
what a carrying capacity.
Yeah, you look at carrying capacity.
Oh, that one.
So with the 28, you can, as a heavy load, carry half a
go-
ton, and then
Go
you
to
can
inventory.
drag. I think 5 times that.
Austin, if you go to your inventory in the bottom left, it says total encumbrance, and there's a bunch of numbers in there.
Oh,
So, yeah.
Lift and push and drag.
So by yourself, you can't move this. With all of you guys working together, you can like move it 1 square every few rounds. This thing's like 18,000 pounds or something.
We leave this bounty as a tribute to the village.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
apologize.
they'll like, spit at the body and stuff like that because it killed some of the people. Looking over it, you can make like knowledge nature checks or try to figure out like why this thing was out of its territory.
wait, knowledge of nature.
Mhm.
I have knowledge of nature. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a nature check. It's not good.
I'll offer a burial for the people that died. Do priest shit.
Yeah, I mean, so like, buddy, you're no, savant by any means, but this thing's really big, and usually really big things like being in really big places. So this thing's probably like more at home at the ocean, controlling an area of like tens of miles or something. So it's very weird that it'd be in this like narrow tributary. It's just like it shouldn't be here. You were in the river. The river's only like maybe 20 or 30 feet deep at its deepest point beneath this bridge. It's like very bizarre that this thing was here. And it looks like it's an older one. It's got lots of like battle damage and like, with regular turtles, you can like count the rings on its shell. This thing has like dozens of rings on its shell. This thing's like, 100 years old or something. But it was here.
That's fusing. But
Yeah.
I'll let the king know.
Yeah, I mean, Buddy tries to communicate it as best he can.
Okay, so the turtle's out of place. Okay, I kind of get that. We'll meet up with our contacts. I'll have them look into it. Maybe something weird's going on here as well. Maybe we also need to send a team to clear out some fucking den.
Yeah, I mean, that aside, you guys can totally have... The villagers don't have much to offer you, in terms of thanks. But, dragon turtles are sentient creatures. So this thing, probably has some valuables somewhere.
Do we have any trackers? Anyone with survival?
Sure.
Yes. Oh, natural one.
Don't worry, guys. I know this region pretty well. She gets a 15.
That's better than all of us.
She's like, it probably came from up there. And she'll, point kind of upriver back the direction you guys were coming.
Gold is gold.
I'm okay stealing from a turtle.
Yeah, she'll
stealing.
She'll go down to the riverside and begin leading you guys along and point out these giant depressions in the mud where this thing paddled its way all the way up here. And you'll go up it probably takes you half a day or something. Because you just joined this river a little while ago, so you go past where you joined it, and you find a destroyed ferry. This was some sort of ship capable of carrying, probably a dozen horses and maybe 30 or 40 people, a big kind of riverboat ferry, like a barge. And it's just broken up and is kind of washed ashore. There's several drowned bodies that have also washed up among shore, and a bunch that look like they're missing their limbs. And, very clearly this dragon turtle just killed everyone that was on this thing. So you have this wreckage, and this seems to be where her tracking ability stops, because now you've connected to this main river that goes back out to the ocean. That's much too large for her to track it anymore, because it was in the big current. But you can certainly spend time looking through all the wreckage here if you want to. You're kind of in an area of forest that's away from roads, so it seems like no one's looked through this in a while. Or no one's looked through this, and you can make a heal check to see how old all the bodies are if you want.
At one point I was going to go to school for actually being a doctor. It's crazy how I only have one rank in this. Absolutely insane.
I mean, as every first year med student will tell you, they take you to see a cadaver. The bodies here are less than a day old.
I'll give us dark vision.
Cool. She's like, my eyes, they're black now, black like sin. She begins crying. She doesn't understand what's happening.
Are there any?
Your job will be learning magic here soon. It'll be okay. Just
everything's black and white. Am I cursed, Lord?
No, we don't do lords here. You're free from that. Please, no, here you'll be fine in 15 minutes.
Okay. She begins sobbing bone white tears because she only sees things in black and white now.
Are there any signs of dragon turtle eggs?
Yeah, I mean, you can look through the rubble if you guys want to. If you want to make a perception check or something. There's some stuff that's washed ashore, but whatever the bulk of the boat is has certainly sunk. So if you want to go into the water, you can. Buddy and Tommy, if you look over the stuff that's washed ashore here, you can see that you can kind of estimate the size of the barge, as I said, and you can find a name. It'll be the Libertarian. I'll type it up for you. And you can make a knowledge local check.
I'll defer to Rat Boy to make that large knuckle check.
You like
Knowledge
find
check.
like a chunk of wood that has like the first half of the name, and you can kind of piece it together.
Are you just gonna like bring the piece out to me? Because I'm not gonna
Yeah.
go swimming.
Yeah, I like.
Oh, sorry,
I
I'm so
tear it
sorry.
off,
Everything
bring it
that
back.
I've described so far is on shore. No one has said they're going in the water yet.
Oh,
Oh, I'm 100% going in the water, but
Okay, yeah, I'll tell you more stuff then.
yeah. I'm fucking not touching the water. I'm not going in there.
Yeah, Sezzix, this boat is something of a myth. Like, you didn't actually think it existed. But this was a boat that was captained by someone named Wily Livers, and they were a halfling tradesman, and they are, without scruples. And this is like the boat that would go into international waters to like conduct black market deals. But
Found Blackbeard ship, boy.
But like no one like you only find this boat if like you know where it's being docked, because it's like such a hush hush underground thing. It's like that dance party that moves every couple of weeks. So like only the people that have been to it can know how to find it again. It's like one of those rotating clubs. It's like a very niche thing. Going into the water, buddy, are you going by yourself?
I'll go in with them.
Yeah. You guys can swim down, and you find the ruin of the bulk of this vessel that has sunk. And yeah, it is probably like 75 or 100 feet long. It's like broken in half. It's been inverted, so like it's upside down, and then like the hull was broken open by the dragon turtle. There's some bodies that have like been caught up inside there that have drowned. You find a very finely dressed halfling with like a big poofy pompadour hat that's like floating in the water there. His like sword maybe is like floating next to him. There's a handful of other like sailors and what seem to be like businessmen or like, people like merchants. And then, yeah, you do find the remnants of some dragon turtle eggs. It seems as if several were like smashed, and you see like evidence of like some sort of exotic buffet where among other, illegal sentient food offered, there were dragon turtle eggs. There was like there's like the body of like a griffin that's been like cooked and like is floating there like a roast duck almost. There'll be like some of these like little baby dragon turtles that are dead and like partially eaten. Like you'll find their shells. You'll find like some eggshells that you believe are dragon turtle eggshells. And yeah, go ahead and roll a d6 for me. Buddy, you find miraculously, as this thing inverted, kind of, as it traps some oxygen, there does seem to be like a crate with some like padding material, and there does seem to be a single egg floating there. But it is not a dragon turtle egg.
oh,
You don't know what it is. Do you have knowledge local?
Nope.
You have no idea what this egg is. But you can
With
see
knowledge
like
nature?
you see like several other chunks of eggshells like in a waste bin. This like underwater and like floating there in this still part of the river that like it looks like they were eating these eggs and they just hadn't eaten this one.
does Tommy notice the egg too?
Yeah, I mean, you guys both are in there. You can easily like find it and point it out. And
I would like to try to like hide the egg for myself.
sure. Tommy, why don't you make a perception check? And why don't you make a sleight of hand check?
Even if I have no points in it.
100%.
Oh no! What do we do?
You see him. He seems to find something and just kind of like surreptitiously put it in a pocket.
Buddy!
Like put it. You're underwater, so you can't talk.
Woo!
Uh-huh.
Are you like? My buddy will just give him a thumbs up, like, yeah. Like nothing happened.
But yeah, aside from that, there doesn't seem to be too much else. It seems like of all the people on here, there isn't a ton of wealth. You can
Take the halfling's body.
Yeah, you can grab the halfling's body. The halfling will have 99 platinum pieces on him.
Damn.
Oh my god!
So you find like 1,000 gold, basically.
That's
So out of character, I already have a hard time trusting Buddy since he stabbed me with a spear, and now
And
seeing
recruited
him
devils.
and recruited devils, and now that he has stolen and I have seen him steal, Buddy, Kami's gonna slice you in the back one day.
Buddy's fucking chaotic.
So yeah, I mean, so
Turning
like,
chaotic evil.
as you guys, come out to the party, why don't you express this to your companions? You can have a
Got
little role-playing moment.
Steer it. He's fucking stealing. I told you we shouldn't have taken Buddy along.
What do you mean he's stealing?
I saw him take an egg. Buddy, show us the egg.
Buddy has just like one of his sacks. Seems a little fuller, maybe.
Hi, buddy.
Buddy will look down. Well, I found this, and I put it in here so I could safely bring it back up to the surface. I'll roll a deception check.
A bluff check? Yeah, go.
I'll
go
immediately
bluff.
start.
Is it
try-
bluff?
Yeah, it's bluff.
Oh, a -1. Let's go.
Oh my god. Oh my.
Right, at least figure out what the egg is.
Yeah. A knowledge local check on the egg. Everyone can make a sense motive check.
Nope, I trust him.
I'm like,
Siri, are you inclined to believe your companion?
I am more inclined to believe Tommy than I am to believe Buddy.
Sounds good. Yeah, you suspect some part of that is a lie. Tommy, he seems to be telling the truth. Maybe you missaw.
Misinterpretation, as they say.
A knowledge local check of an 18.
Well, what did you guys find down there?
I mean,
sorry,
so-
go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
one of them shows up with this egg, and then the other one shows up with like the body of the halfling. He's got like masterwork halfling clothes, and he's got like a coin purse clutched tightly in his hand that has 99 platinum pieces in it. But you didn't find anything else really of value down there.
So I put the halfling in my backpack, and then I just get to the surface. I pull dead body out of my backpack.
Sure. Is it like
Okay,
an
so you-
is it like an extra dimensional space, or is it like
Like, how big is a halfling? I would imagine
Like
I
a
have a pretty
toddler.
big.
say
Yeah.
3-foot tall person?
You could fit that in a backpack.
You would have to break some bones.
No, like the knees bend, the neck bends.
Not how you want
What
it.
else do you just carry around an empty backpack, or was there other stuff in your backpack?
I guess, yeah, there's stuff in my backpack.
Did you empty your backpack before you went in the water with all your gear?
No, I did not. So I guess I couldn't do that. Damn it.
I mean, you could cut it in half and put half of it in there.
No,
Buddy,
that
half of a halfling?
A quarter
Is that just a quarterling? Yeah.
that seems like it'd be an evil action to do.
Yes. I'm gonna say corpse. I'm gonna say like corpse. Like chopping up the corpses of something is an evil action. It,
Yeah,
should,
Tommy-
it should at least give you pause.
Tommy
You
is.
at least need a good reason.
Yeah.
Tommy can't turn evil while Sirrit's alive. Sirrit's love holds Tommy together.
Okay, so what's up with this egg again? We got distracted.
Sezzix with an 18. It's too small for it to be a dragon turtle. It's not like a regular animal. It's some sort of magical beast. Of that you know to be sure, but you're not sure exactly what.
Okay,
We
Sorry, go
should
ahead.
keep this egg. What to do with it, I don't know. Sear it. It's
We
magic.
I'm also in favor of keeping something we found. However, Buddy, why are you hiding things?
Yeah, it doesn't detect as magic. It's just the creature type would be a magical beast
Yeah.
versus like a dog. I don't know, dogs don't come. A duck.
A dog born in an egg.
If this was a duck, if it does become a duck,
Hey,
it's a
you know
magical
what?
duck.
Fucking Eevees and Growliths are born in eggs.
Ooh.
Fair.
So if
All
it was a
Pokemon
dog,
are born in eggs.
if it was a dog, it'd be a Growlithe.
So
I
is
bet
it
there's, like-
fucking ditto.
I bet there's like great scrambles in Kanto. You know, there's like 300 different types of Pokemon eggs, or like what? They're up to like 800 now.
And different sizes.
There-
Different.
There's
sizes.
another. All the eggs are the same size.
That's lame.
But you can only carry 6 at a time.
Yeah, all the eggs are the same size, but they can catch anything from like this little fucking thing that's half a foot long to
That's
20
what
feet
they call a that's what they call like the Kanto dozen. It's just like 6 Pokemon eggs.
The Kanto doesn't.
I'll take like some spring rolls and like some California rolls, and can I get like a Johto box? Extra Clefairies. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh man, I love Blissies. All right.
Those would all be Evil X, probably. I've always wondered how like the world of Pokemon actually functions.
Everyone's a vegan, I would assume.
But what about the Pokemon that are predator Pokemon?
There are actual Pokemon entries that say like this Pokemon is cooked to delicacy. Like eating this is a delicacy.
What?
Yeah. There are Pokemon entries.
Some Pokemon,
like that.
some trainers train them as friends, others eat them. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. It's just like a chef. You go around and like catch food and then train it until it evolves and then eat it.
And then you slaughter it. Oh my god!
You can play like some Pokemon mod where instead of releasing
it's-
Pokemon, you're just selling them to like a vendor.
It's just like a farm.
There's literally a list of 20 Pokemon that are like edible and good tasting. One of them is Krabby.
Yeah,
Magikarp is on there.
I think Magikarp's like a shitfish though. It's supposed to just be like
Yeah, it's like
yeah,
cod.
yeah, like a Phoebus. That's also a bad one.
Farfetch, the Pokemon
it's a
was
duck.
hunted to extinction because it tastes good. The tail of Slowpoke is used as food.
That's messed up.
Sharpedo fin.
That's like Human Horn from Futurama.
Cherubi is literally just 2 fucking cherries.
Anyway, back to the story at hand, boys. Sate your Pokemon bloodlust for a minute. Yeah, this is some sort of creature, you just don't know what it is.
So funny. We obviously all want to raise the egg, right? We obviously all want to. We're definitely going to hatch this egg, and it's definitely going to be part of the rebellion. Why didn't you just tell us?
Buddy will respond with the most adorable puppy dog eyes that a ogre could possibly give, and say, Buddy just wanted to have another friend.
But
It could be all of our friend.
we can't let you make independent friends, buddy. You make pacts
Last time
with
you
devils.
did that, yeah.
You do make pacts with devils.
Is that laugh canonical to Buddy? Is that what he starts doing?
At this point, Merida will be like, deals with devils? That doesn't sound good.
We are desperately trying to break it. We're on the other side, okay?
Uh-huh.
We believe in Milani, the Everbloom. Roses are cool, right? You're a redhead. Put a rose in that hair. Perfect.
I am Princess Merida of Dunbro.
Princess Merida.
Seeing as we're talking
I looked
about demons, I'll just say praise Desna, but I'll say it in Infernal. Just to scare the girl.
Oh my gosh.
She doesn't speak that. She'll have max ranks in knowledge, nobility, and profession fisherman. And I guess survival. Those are 3 of her skills.
Sounds good.
That's all we need for now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys have kind of found this wreck. You've looted it. Get back to the main adventure at hand if you'd like.
Yeah, sounds good. We have an egg.
Yeah. Despite this being a journey of, many days, the math shows that you only ever get one random encounter traveling from one point to another. So the rest of your journey is largely uneventful.
Hey, team, do you mind if I just put that 999 gold in the treasury? We're running a bit low.
Yeah, you can, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep the egg safe, buddy.
Keep Summer safe.
Remember, you run into combat first. You get hit by a lot of big attacks, right?
Oh.
That can be scary for the egg.
Well, in that case, I'll give it to Caerrat when there's danger.
Yeah, you can have it when we're back in town,
Right.
though, okay?
Caerrat likes to stay far away.
Well, the good news is
I'm
you guys are
scared.
heading to a town. You can make a knowledge local check about this place you're going. As you are headed to Oakrib Inn. Do you guys want me to repush that map of Ravenel just so you have an idea of where you are in relation?
I got it up.
Sorry, I am blind and could not find knowledge local for a sec.
Yeah, so you know a bit about this inn. Oh yeah, and then you can also see geographically kind of, so the NID to the right there, that's kind of cut off on the map, that's another nation. That's Nidal. And then to the south is Cheliax. So you guys really are only accessible from this little pass to the west, which is, covered by Strixes, this keep, which you're going to deal with now, and this other nation to the east. So, that nation seems secure. They're not going to go through Strixland. You've secured the water entry. So if you secure this, you really have kind of annexed this whole duchy, in a way.
Nice.
But yeah.
And we're kind of like at the Y in the river right now.
You were. That's where the dragon turtle was just
Gotcha.
south of that Y.
Okay.
And the ferry had come in from the ocean and then crashed there. So you guys just follow this river all the way down to the inn. And yeah, you don't know all these little locations like Terra Pastnilin or the little village or this lair. You don't know where those things are. This is a map from later on. But it was just a good map to have. This inn, Seishi, Sezzix knows this inn has stood for about 50 years. Perched at the western entrance to the Menador Gap, which is the only significant route between Ravenel and the rest of Cheliax. Furthermore, it was built by the Ornover family 62 years ago. It was conceived as a luxury stopover between the cities of Cheliax and the hinterlands beyond. Those traveling north from Cheliax could treat their stay at Oakrib as a last chance to indulge themselves before moving on to the rural lands between the Gap and Kintargo, while those traveling south could consider the comforts of Oakrib a preview for the lifestyle beyond that awaited them in the Chelish heartlands. You know that its current operator is a man named Olradi. And as you guys kind of roll in to this crossroads, you see a pretty big building. I will throw up a map just so you have an idea of the size. It is really big.
This is a big inn.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's like the only building here as well. But yeah, it is real big.
Oh.
Just really
So,
quick.
I don't know why, but I just got a flashback to the glass factory in our first campaign.
God.
There seems to be a second story. There's balconies leaning over. Starting at the bottom right, let's throw a mini on here just so you have a quick understanding of what it looks like. I'm throwing Caerrat here. There's a stable here. This is a common room. This is a kitchen. Sorry. This is a break room for the employees. This is a conference room. These are some employees' quarters. These are all this area here are not for guests. This whole area from here to here where I'm moving Caerrat. This is all employee area. And then up the stairs are where all the guest rooms are. This area over here is a garden. And this seems to be a little shed work area. Like a workshop. So yeah. More or less, if I was going to block some stuff off. Whoops. This kind of area here is all the stuff that is publicly accessible. But you can see the other places, from the outside and things like that. So this is kind of all of the common areas on this level. And then the second level Upper floor looks like this, and it's just a bunch of bedrooms. So yeah. And there is a dining balcony there overlooking the floor on the bottom, in the bottom left there. I don't know if you see that. But it's like a 2-story tavern, speakeasy type situation where there's like tables above the dining area as well. And there's stairs going up there as well. So yeah.
Gotcha.
You guys can roll in to that like main entrance to the common room, since you don't have any horses.
No horsies.
Yeah. There will be, I don't know, like a dozen guests here. Yeah. There's 9 other people that are like staying here, and then there is a staff of, I don't know, probably like a dozen or so people that work here. And as you come in, this gentleman will greet you. He seems very, like, boisterous and gregarious and, like, happy to see you. He will have, like, the traditional barback, like, piece of linen cloth, like, towel over his shoulder. He's got an apron, he has big meaty hands, and he's holding, like, a pint glass. And he'll be cleaning it, and he'll set it on the counter there, like, on the bar as you come in. He'll be like, "Welcome, travelers, to the Oakrib! I'm your host, Ulrandi, here to make all your needs met. Welcome, please come in. You seem weary. Grab a seat. Let's get you some menus, get some food in you."
A pleasure, thank you.
He does not seem to bat an eye at the fact that you are traveling with a ratfolk, a half-giant, and a small child that is obviously not related to any of you.
The Aasimar doesn't stand out with everyone else here. Fantastic news.
Oh yeah, you're an Aasimar.
Yeah. No, so like, and you guys like pile in and sit down, and like you have like, all this like fucking full plate and like a giant scythe and like a gun and like this ginormous like 8'5" person. You all come in. You see there's, maybe a band of a dozen or so like merchants that are like traveling there. Maybe their like wagon was in the stable. There's like another group of like secretive elves that are all like sitting in the shadows in the corner, all like drinking their dark tea together. And then there's you guys. And he'll come up. He's got a handful of like nice menus that are, written in print and then put on like a piece of leather that's a little harder. So they're kind of like higher quality menus. And he'll like hand them out to you. Be like, "I can get drinks started if you'd like. Everything here is made in-house. We've got, Nidal dark brews. We've got some Chelish bitters. We even have some imports from Vire and beyond. What can I get started for you? We'll start with you, Master Aasimar."
Vire's a bit much. I suppose today will be a bit of a bitter one for us.
Very good. Get some ales for you, and for you, Master Ratfolk.
Out of game, I don't know fuck all about alcohol.
Well, take your time, no worries. You just like seem very nervous, like you've never like fucking ordered drinks in a tavern before.
Water,
of course. I'll bring a pitcher for everyone. For you, big boy.
I'll take an ale.
Very good. A keg or just a glass? He gestures at like the pint glasses, and then you see there's some pony kegs as well.
That's for sale? Oh, yeah.
Oh, but of course. And
Sure.
last but not least, he'll gesture at you, Tommy. The man with the golden locks.
Do you have anything stronger?
We do have some hard liqueurs. He'll pull out of his like apron a smaller drink menu and hand it to you. Don't do any cocktails or anything fancy like that. Maybe if there's dignitaries in town, but not just for travelers.
Strongest alcohol beverage, and don't listen to Caerrat. He's a bottom, so get him a Vire import.
Hold on.
I'm ordering for you.
That's aggressive.
Power move, I see. And for you, little lady, I'll have a cup of warm milk. No, of course
I'll
you will.
spank your butt, Garm.
Not in front of the child.
Yeah, he'll tuck his writing utensil behind his ear and be like, well, if you need anything, the name's Old-Roddy. It's my place, so feel free to give a holler and I'll come over. And he'll saunter back and you'll hear him ask the cooks in the back to get some warm milk together, and he'll start getting your drinks together. The menu seems pretty standard, fair prices if you wanted to just kind of have that cheap food, but this is a menu that includes imagine you went to a 3-star Michelin restaurant where it's $500 a person, and then there's also a McDonald's. So the prices range from you would like some meat and potatoes, 5 silver. You would like a full fresh caught lobster that was teleported in from the elven subcontinent and prepared over braised, it's got a laundry list of all these fancy words that you don't understand, 500 gold pieces. You can buy that or that and a bunch of things in between. There also seems to be some placards for postage for the rooms. A little more than what you'd expect, but this place does look nicer. The oak inside everywhere beams with care, as if it's been hand oiled every day. This looks like a vintage, wood themed old wood tavern, but it's been kept in remarkable shape for being 60 plus years old. Regular rooms are 10 gold pieces a night. Private suites are 25 gold pieces a night. There's also banquets, meeting halls available, and the prices say acquire with the owner. But yeah.
I'm sorry, what was the acquire with owner price?
If you wanted to have a banquet here, or if you wanted to rent out a meeting room, you can there's special rates for those things. Of course, any sort of room accommodates a stabling charge for free. If you have exotic animals, they cost more. The staff here that you see is this proprietor guy. There is also a half dozen cooks you see in the back. There seems to be a couple of helpers coming around and clearing tables and taking other orders. And the stage seems to be set for a 3-piece band, though no one is there right now. But yeah, it seems like a pretty nice establishment. Yeah.
Well, Tommy, we have to get the suite,
Yep. And I'm sorry, this is just our first romantic get-together. We've been fighting for so long. I'm sorry if I overstepped.
It's okay. We're just, on the road. Things get a little bit difficult. We're tensions are high. I did send the Fushi sisters ahead. They should have some information for us about the Menador Gap.
Yeah,
At least we have that going for us.
They'll be arriving here tonight, for ease
Fantastic.
of play.
Perfect.
Old-Roddy will return in a couple of minutes with you guys' drinks, and he'll be I can get food started for you whenever you want, in no rush. I imagine you might be wanting rooms. We've got our rates there. Can have plenty of rooms available for all of you. You want the suite, you say?
Yeah.
Evens, the suite is already taken. Suite's open if you would like as well. We just have one of those, though.
Fantastic news.
Oh, no, he doesn't. There are 3 suites. So, yeah, they're all open.
Yeah, we steal one.
Well, we take one.
And then 4 rooms for the rest of y'all. I guess we'll cut into the earnings.
Sure.
Sure. Well, 2 rooms for the rest of y'all. Where's the little girl staying in her own room?
I was gonna give her own room. Does she want her own room?
I mean, yeah, she'll take her own room.
Fantastic news.
I'm Princess Merida of Dunbro.
You've earned your own room.
Oh, thank you.
I'm surprised she isn't going for a private suite, as she's a princess.
There is a fireplace, buddy, if you want to keep that egg warm. You see it, it's kind of to the north of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can certainly, put the egg, on a chair or whatever and go sit over there with it if you want.
Yeah, I think I would do that.
Sure.
I want to read some placards.
Sure. Which ones?
The ones in like the main room, like the dining room. I'll be like walking around with my drink that Tommy made me drink. Like we just went to fire.
There'll be one that like states that it was founded 62 years ago by this guy's family. There'll be like a nice painting of presumably this guy's like father and mother, and then like, you know, their kids, which would be his parents. You know, he's like the grandkid or whatever.
Is there anything kind of like pointing which way this side likes more, you know?
Oh yeah,
like,
there will be like a nice painting of Queen Abigail II of House Thrune. And then that'll be on like maybe the left side of like a window. Oh, there's no windows. That'll be like on the left side of the fireplace. And then on the right side of the fireplace, in a frame that's the same size, will be an oil painting of the former mayor of Kintargo. The one that's like gone missing, presumed dead.
Just disappeared.
Yeah, so it's like they have Queen Abigail and that are both there. And there will also be like some very finely made stuff out of Kintargo silver. You can make a knowledge history check as you look over. There's like all sorts of knickknacks and things like that on the mantelpiece or hanging on the walls.
Man, I'd love it if we had knowledge history.
Oh, does anyone have knowledge history? Nope. Yeah, you look over this. I mean, you see what seems to be like a silver relief piece of artwork of the layout of Kintargo. Like, you can identify the skyline. And it has incredible levels of detail with like small figures on it as well, but you don't know who these figures are. But there seems to be like a half dozen or so of these figures in the cityscape, almost like superimposed around it. But that's like in the center of the mantelpiece above the fire.
Oh, bother our boy Old Droddy. While I'm enjoying a drink.
What? Yes, sir. Ready to order some food?
Oh, if you wouldn't mind. And, oh my, what an amazing painting. I will obviously point at the one of the mayor.
I'll be like, yes, I don't recall her nombre. KS2 nombre. He'll say her name. I don't want to spend the time to look it up, but he'll say her name and be like, yes, she's a great leader. I do wonder what happened to her, and I do hope she's all right. Kintargo has always been our shining jewel to the north. And he'll take his like rag that he's been like cleaning stuff with, and he'll pick up like the silver thing that you didn't quite know what it was, and he'll like clean it off and dust it a little bit and polish it and set it back there.
The city was at least much brighter underneath her command.
Yes, I tend not to get into the politics of such things. You never know what kind of customers will come through the door. But he'll look around and be like, I will say this, I did always enjoy the silver songs that were sung of Kintargo in days past. I've had bards here in the past. They've told me all sorts of stories, and I'm a bit of a dreamer myself. And well, the one thing they say about the sun is that it will always rise, no matter what's happened. Oh yes, sir, of course. And he'll like, someone will place it, raise a hand, and he'll like go over to their table.
Run away. I like this guy, team. He's one of us. There was something silver and he touched it. That means he's one of us.
I don't know. I've learned a lot about gods from playing Wrath. He said something about dreams. Is he like a worshiper of Desna?
That's methinks. Gregarious innkeeper at a crossroads. That's Desna to me.
Why are you talking like that?
Why aren't you? We're solving mysteries, Scoobs.
Why aren't you talking like that? Yeah, you guys will hang out, and aside from kind of these nondescript staff members, there is one guy that stands out a little bit that Buddy might be keen on. As you're sitting there by the fire, and trying to see if there's descriptive text or just a guy's name. Yeah, a gentleman will open this door to the north, right up here, Buddy, right by where I've placed Caerrat, and he'll come in from there, and he seems to be wearing, like, farmer clothes. Like, his hands are covered in soil, he's wearing overalls, he's got a big, thick, like, red beard and, like, red hair, basically looks like a Scottish person or whatever, and he'll come down, and he'll say, "Oi! What you got there? Got yourself an owlbear egg, I see."
I'll look down at it. It's an owlbear egg.
He'll come over to you and be like, "Oh yeah, it's a wee one. Probably needs a month or so before it's gonna hatch. You get that from its mom, did ya? It's wrong to take things from nature like that."
Oh, I found it in the water.
"In the water, you say? That's not where they're supposed to be. That needs to be in a nest, needs to be kept warm. Do you even know what you're doing, you daft fool?"
It is warm, and I'll point at the fire.
"Well, you can't put it in the fire. You gotta keep it a distance away." Oh, he'll, like, place his hand on the side of it. Be like, "Well, seems to be doing all right for now. Who's in charge of you? You can't be running about on your own with this thing." He'll look over. "Is he with you?" He'll, like, point at your group. "Is it yours?
Yeah, I'll point at Caerrat.
Did you lose it?"
I ask myself that daily.
"Your boy's holding an owlbear egg there.
Yeah, we were gonna figure out what it was.
If he took that from a nest, its mother's gonna come find it. They can smell for miles in good weather. They're gonna come up here and tear this place apart. He says he plucked it out of the river. What do you
It
make
was
of
out
that?"
the river.
Now this I
Yeah,
gotta
actually,
hear. Spin your yarn.
Actually, I want to talk about it because I don't really like what was happening on that ship. I'm pretty sure someone did steal it from an owlbear's egg nest.
It's a shame owlbear are endangered in these parts.
A modern
The
part of
Thrunites
nature.
would come in and hunt him for sport. Big grand banquets be held with him. They're a delicacy.
Disgusting.
They've been pushed to the brink of extinction. That's why you didn't see any as you were leveling up in these zones. No owlbears, as far as the eye can
Makes sense.
see.
That is a
There's
standard
just a
level.
handful left. You'd have to roll really low on your random encounter table to find them now.
Looks like these guys just got
You roll
lucky.
like a 5. It's way
That would've
below
been
your CR now.
a lot easier than a dragon turtle.
A dragon turtle! Oh!
Yeah.
Well, that would be quite the combat.
Yeah, there were also some dragon turtle eggs, but those were already eaten, unfortunately. I think one of those delicacy meals was actually happening, and that's where we found this egg.
Oh, that's terrible.
Truly.
He seems like very connected to nature. Mechanically, however you want to interpret that. He will tell you his name is Corrigan Shander. And he's the groundskeeper and the gardener here. And as he's sitting there with you, maybe your food will come out that you've ordered. And Olardi will be like, "Oh, Corrigan, you already finished outside?" "Ah, yes, sir. Finished a while ago, just talking to these folks. They brought an owlbear egg in here." Be like, "Oh, well, adventurers do what they do." He's like, "I can't believe this place is still standing with the kind of dangerous criminals you allow in here." "Not you, of course." He'll look over in the corner. "Those dirty elves, that's what I'm talking about." "Well, you can't be saying that. I'm not saying they're dirty because they're elves. I'm saying, look at them, they're sitting in the corner there in the shadows with their wee narrow eyes, making judgments on us, casting their spells. I see you, elf! I see you, you bloody knife here!" One of them will stand up and, like, grab his sword. Alrighty will be like, no, there's no need for this. "Corrigan, go back to your shed. I'll bring you food tonight. I'm so sorry, sirs." Corrigan will, like, stand up and be like, "You bastards." And he'll poke you, like, in the shoulder as he leaves, buddy. He'll be like, "Make sure you take good care of that egg. If you don't and I find out, you'll rue the day. You'll rue the day."
Oh.
Then he'll, like, go back where he came from.
I'll scoot closer to the egg to protect it.
Yeah.
I respect this guy.
Is
Maybe
it because
not
the
his- maybe
racism or the egg?
Not the racism, it's the egg.
Yeah. Is there anything specific you guys want to do, like exploring this area, or you just want to wait for your scouts to come in that you sent out on their mission? Or any role-playing stuff you guys want to do? Or you just want to fast forward to, like, later that night?
I'm okay at fast forwarding.
I am too.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you sent them out to do research on this place. What did they get on their check?
Let's make it.
Sick.
$30.
Crushing it. They did quite well. They got their hands. Oh, so like the Fushi sisters will show up. So this group of 3 Tengu will show up. Again, no one bats an eye. As they're coming in, the elves that were sitting in the corner, being all stealthy, like will like stand up and like place some coins on the table, and they'll all go upstairs in like monotone single file without making a noise. And those like all go upstairs, like right foot, left foot in lockstep unison.
We can all
great.
agree to not ask questions.
Oakrib will come and like clear their table and like bust it a little bit, and then as the Fushi sisters come in, one of them will be like, "Caw! We should go sit in the corner, caw!" I don't know if I have him cawing last time or not. But yeah,
Oh, Roddy, could we
you
get
go
a
it.
meeting room?
The meeting room, on 3, it's been taken by someone else. It's open for the evening, sir. For just tonight, 2 gold pieces.
A pleasure.
What?
Yeah.
That's highway robbery. 2 gold pieces for a meeting room?
He'll like chuckle and be like, "It's quite nice, and you're welcome to take your business elsewhere."
I'm sure
I'm
the
gonna make
chairs
it-
are fantastic.
I'm gonna make a diplomacy check to try to talk the price down to 1 gold.
2 gold
Yeah,
pieces,
that's
that's highway robbery. It's like you stand up angrily, your scythe like catches on like the chair and just like slices through the entire seat cushion. And it'll be like,
Yeah.
2 gold pieces will be fine. Don't worry, I'll get that fixed.
I was gonna say I was gonna make an intimidate check, but then look at Caerrat and not do it.
How much money did you guys spend on dinner?
I spent a gold.
How much
I'll get
money
like a
would it?
Big Mac, so something super cheap.
Maybe like 5 silver or something.
Yeah, I'd
Also-
like go for a McDonald's because I don't really need quality, but it would still be like a significant amount of McDonald's.
You just
know?
want like a leg of
Like,
animal.
$20 on the McDonald's value menu.
Sure.
20 like single.
Searit, what is the 12-year-old eating for dinner?
12-year-old, she can have her first meal that wasn't cooked over a fire, I suppose. Yeah, she'll have like a 5 gold meal just to ease her into fine dining, like.
Yeah, she will be like correcting your etiquette as you're having dinner with her.
Okay,
you
so
act-
listen.
Do you ask her questions about like herself or whatever?
So how did you learn all this etiquette? Because like I don't. Do you have no knowledge nobility as well?
Well, I am a princess. I was raised from a young age to inherit my father's kingdom, but the love of fishing and the great outdoors and the rivers of the world have always been my home.
Was your father a noble?
Yes, of course. He's the Lord Mayor of that town. The king of that town.
But how did that town start?
My grandfather settled it when he took the land from savage owl bears that roamed the region. Bloodthirsty monsters. I was told stories of the dark times when the owlbear flock would descend upon the walls of our cities and we had to defend ourselves with everything in our power. So we took to the streams. Owlbears can't swim. And while waist deep in the water, as the owlbears would come in, we would pull our hooks up out of the water, and we'd hook them with our fishing poles. And then we'd land these mighty owlbears and reel them to shore, where they were killed by people with fillet knives. It's all fishing themed now.
He got strung up upside down by the bridge by their legs.
Yeah, she'll show you the crest of her village as like a severed owlbear head behind a pair of like crossed fishing poles.
So, how do you feel about? Have you ever fought an owlbear?
No, they're creatures of myth.
Okay, so great news.
Yeah, like she'll tell you like basically any childhood story of like King Arthur and the Dragon, except it is her grandfather and the owlbear. Just like word for word replace an entire story. Like the owlbear came and like demanded gold, but we couldn't pay, so they kidnapped our queen, and then like he had to marshal an army of knights to like go to the owlbear's cave and do battle with it. And it breathed fire on him, but he was able to like defeat it.
So are you a rogue or a paladin?
Me? I am a level 1 bandit. She doesn't have a class yet. I don't know. She's like, I can re-roll, I can retrain. We got some downtime coming up.
Excitable. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
She will, of course, need to have max ranks in Profession Fisherman.
Yeah, Profession Fisherman, Knowledge Nobility, Knowledge Local obviously runs it, as well as Survival.
Yeah.
She has to have a class that can track.
Her first level might have to be Rangered with Favorite Enemy Owlbear.
Yeah.
Although she's never fought one.
But she's studied.
She knows what they look like.
Is she a human?
Yeah, she's a human.
Okay, yeah.
She'll be like, they're monstrous, with claws and beaks, and covered in layers of fur, with giant black wings they take to the sky. They enter through your chimney and kidnap your children.
I'd like to not tell her about
Gar's just dying.
Yeah, I can't tell her about the...
She heard the conversation. She's like,
oh, yeah.
Old man, he smelled of father's drink. He's surely wrong. There's no way it can be an owlbear egg. Owlbear eggs are 15 feet tall and made of molten fire.
That's right. Also, what else do owlbears do? Just hypothetically.
Any myth regarding a fantastical creature she believes is an owlbear myth.
Oh, so owlbears also breathe fire.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Can owlbears fly? Owl makes sense.
Of course. Why else would they be called? Of course. Why else would they be called owlbears? Like, come on. It's almost like you guys haven't studied these things before. I have my picture book. She'll like pull out a pop-up book. It's like all wrong. It's like all horribly wrong. She'll eat her meal. She seems very excited. She's like, well, what do you expect of me? I notice we've left the river. My fishing expertise won't come in too handy. What are you doing here?
Oh.
Are you meeting traveling dignitaries?
Actually, kinda. We're meeting a bunch of Tengu we work with to blow up a fortress.
Yeah. Like the Tengu will show up and she'll be like, owlbears! No, crow bears? What are you?
Sisters.
Oh, okay.
We should really know what her feelings are towards House Thrune if we're going to proceed.
I think she'll be fine.
Oh, yeah, if like you mention House Thrune or whatever and like the rebellion, she's like, I don't even know there's a rebellion. What is this House Thrune you speak of?
Oh, okay, we can proceed.
I'm like, oh, they're like the rulers of Chile. She's like, oh, is that a nation somewhere? She's like, yeah, like it's the nation that your fishing village is in. She's like, no, that is the kingdom of Dunbrock. My father has told me from a young age that is his kingdom and these are his lands.
We shall restore it to its true glory. Free at last.
She'll and you're like looking at the painting, she'll be like, there should be a painting of my father somewhere. He is the king after all. She does not have ranks in Knowledge Local, nor can she ever have ranks in Knowledge Local.
Oh, god damn it.
It's alright, Seishi has this. She makes knowledge history checks, but they're all fucking wrong.
Every rank I put in gives a -1.
She gives the information, but there's like 50% chance she's batshit crazy. She's like the kid from Kung Pao Under the Fist. We trained him wrong as a child for fun. Like, we taught him Kung Fu wrong as a joke. Like, her father was just off his rocker and just taught her incorrect facts, but she believed it. She wanted to be like, her dream is to be like one of those great knights of old fighting with her fishing pole.
I have to figure out how she fights. Is there like an improvised combat style?
Yeah, she can totally just have an improvised weapon. Anyway, enough on this this is all from that stupid random encounter where you literally rolled and it just said 1d4 dragon turtles. Like, I don't...
1d4? Oh my god.
You got very lucky there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we just happened to get one.
It literally just said dragon turtle. Like, that's all the information I had. This is where we are now.
It's all canon.
It's all canon. All right. So the Fushi sisters will come in. They will. They'll be like, we should go someplace secretive. You've acquired the meeting room, the conference room. This conference room features a banquet table, several comfortable chairs, and sideboards for serving food and drink. Potted plants add to the room's comfortable ambiance. As you're sitting in there, an attendant will come in and like light the fires for you. In the fireplaces, and they'll bring you like some complimentary like meat and cheese plates and things like that, and they'll leave a menu and a drink menu in case the sisters want to order some food. They will. And once you guys have a private moment, they'll be like, well, here's what we learned. What you already knew is that this place was created into this place was created in the Age of Darkness by dwarves, and now we're in, several ages later, we're in the Age of Lost Omens. So you have, the dwarves have long since abandoned this property, and has now been, under the control of House Thrune. They posed as travelers and got some forged documents. We got some forged documents and headed into the keep to just pass through it. They were able to do so successfully, but they'll tell you that they are on increased lockdown procedure and have been for the last couple of months. Basically since House Thrune has taken over Kintargo proper, this place has also been on heightened security, if that makes sense. They tell you that there are several people working there at any given time. There seem to be a total of... They didn't get an exact count, but they want to say about 30 or so people. They caught a glimpse of the commander, who's a guy named Lucian Thrune. And they'll be like, he's a very no-nonsense, diehard Thrune supporter. Everyone was, on their best behavior, and it was very precise while we were there, very regimented, very bureaucratic. And then, he came out of his quarters, or he came out of a room and walked across the open area and went into another place. And as he did, everyone, you could tell that they had a stick up their ass. They were very stressed out that this guy was present. But yeah, he seems very impressive. They don't know his capabilities, but he is wearing heavy black armor and he has a long sword sheathed, is what they saw. So presumably some sort of fighter type person. Layout wise, they will share with you a map. Alright, so yeah, you guys can see this map that I linked. Yeah, sorry about that. There's no one at the door. I don't know what's up. C1 is the side that you guys would approach from. That's the western side of this approach. It is a double-gated thing. They tell you that it was very difficult for them to get through it It's very rigorous. It also costs them like, tens of gold pieces a person for like the various permits and stuff required to actually get them through there. Menador Keep mechanically is located at the narrowest and highest point in the pass in an elevation of 3,400 feet, well below the tree line. Their surrounding mountainous terrain is trackless and steep. Climbing is going to be very difficult, they say. The doors seemed very secure. They are made of stone. They couldn't see any visible locks, but it seemed very, very secure. There's about 30 people there. Yep, that dude's name is Lucian. Yeah, I mean, they tell you that there's a second story on the northern half. Like this side up here. We're gonna go ahead and use Tommy this time. Please, buddy. Up here, like where Buddy is. This that structure that's sticking out, that has 2 stories to it. On the second story, there seems to be some battlements that kind of overlay. So let me get this map ready, and I'll share it with you as well. Because they could see this from the ground. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. So, all right, share record. So, this is what they see. There are those battlements that overlay, if that makes sense, the other map. In that northern part.
This is what the second. This is what
Yeah,
the
like the
second
top.
That's like, those were like crenellations. So those are like the little boxy wall things that like archers would stand at and could like look over. So like if you climbed up the first floor, you would reach the second floor and then you'd go over like this little 3-foot tall wall. So this is an area that they saw people standing on, and there's like, a whole building behind it with like a roof. If that makes sense. So that's like a giant balcony, almost.
Yeah, that's on the north side.
Yep, that's on the northern half. You can see how that just kind of lays over top the other one.
Yeah.
Yep. The gates are real big. Here's the descriptive text that they'll tell you of what it looks like. Here's the descriptive text of the courtyard. And then here's the descriptive text. Oh, there's the descriptive text for C4 is the same as C1. So, they tell you that. Menador Keep sits in the shadow of an arch of stone that hangs over the pass itself, forming a short natural tunnel just through the mountainside. They pull out a piece of paper and they begin drawing this for you. The road narrows to just over 10 feet in width as it approaches the keep, ending in a large iron gate that blocks the south entrance to the courtyard. South of this courtyard stands a 1-story stable, while the keep to the north is 2 stories tall, with half of its upper floor built directly into the arch above. Numerous arrow slits decorate the bleak stone walls, looking out over the pass. The courtyard itself is stark, bare stone. Gates to the east and west control passage through the keep, while stone double doors to the north and south wall allow entrance into the keep and stable, respectively. But yeah, they said that they were there for about half an hour to get processed through for the 3 of them. And they will have brought, like, foraging materials and things like that if you guys wanted to, like, try and, bluff your way in or whatever with these documents. They'd help you make those.
Just at least get in the door.
To get you in the door, exactly. Like they said, they counted in the courtyard itself. There were guards looking over from the north. A guard in the center area came out when they were there. There's about 8 guards that would come into like area C2 when they were being inspected. They heard the areas to the south was also occupied. They don't know how many people were there, but it looks like most of them live in stuff to the north. They didn't see any, magical protections on any of the walls. They didn't see anything that would stop you from, teleporting in, or anything of that nature. And they would have gone, around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so as not to arouse suspicion. But they will tell you that the pass itself is closed, an hour before dusk and an hour after dawn. It's closed until those times.
Okay.
Well, how do we get in?
What they did is they got a mile away. They flew over the mountains, landed on the other side, or climbed over the mountains or whatever. So a couple of days scaling over it all, and then entered from C4 and walked through it to get to you guys. So they didn't go through it twice. They just went through it once. But they were able to get in easier because they were entering this region rather than leaving. They think it might be harder for you guys if you're trying to get in there from C1 with forged documents versus from C4.
If we're leaving Kintargo, it's harder.
Yes. Especially with your level of notoriety, where people will probably recognize you. Especially Thrune supporters.
Oh.
As you are ne'er-do-wells and have been labeled as such by the constabulary or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's your notoriety level now?
It's down to 0. We've been working very hard.
Yeah.
Fix our image.
Forget
Clean up
about
some
us.
misconceptions.
Nice.
We're up to rank 9. We're big. I even have some merchants on call now, so we can get stuff delivered and even teleport it in.
Very cool.
We did, unfortunately. Remember how I was talking about that really cool stash of Raise Undead we got for free?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that got found out this week and immediately fucking broken.
No!
So, that's tough. But, aside from that, things going pretty well.
Yeah, they'll give you all these updates.
Thank you.
They're oh, sorry, they found that stash of those healing potions you had and the wands from those Milanite clerics. The Scroll of Raised Dead.
No,
they torched the building. We got the men out, but we lost everything that was in it. I'm sorry.
Oh.
But the good news is we made some deals with a traveling merchant we found. He's a gentleman with a narrow fedora cap. He said he knew you, and I'd be happy to show up and sell you goods whenever you need.
Oh. It's that guy. Oh, God. I paid him 300 gold. Oh, man.
So, yeah.
Fantastic.
And what about this one? She supposed to be coming back with us, or?
She's going to be the chief morale officer. She's the princess of the rebellion now.
Yes. I'm Princess Merida of the Kingdom of Dunbrock.
Is her middle name Leia?
No, it's Merida.
Merida.
I don't know. I just Wikipedia searched Brave 2012 film. And it said Princess Merida of Dunbrock. Her middle name will start with the letter H. What's the second letter, Austin?
A.
Her middle name is Harris. Merida Harris, and then her last name. Her last name. What is the letter of her last name? Cobra.
Merida.
No, her last name. That's her first name.
Oh.
One letter.
N.
Seishi, second letter.
O.
Garm, third letter.
V. Push
Cool.
talk's important.
Her name will be Merida Harris Novies or something.
That's legal.
Novik.
Nova Scotia, eh?
There you go. That's her name.
I thought I was guessing her last name. I thought
Nope, we're making it
what
up.
her last name already was. Okay, damn. I thought it started with an N.
That's her name. She's Merida Novies. Novies, rulers of Dunbrock, Rightful rulers! Damn peasantry! He's trying to usurp my father's crown.
Let me just add her to my notes now.
Aren't you disowned?
Yes, I've abandoned that life for now, but perhaps once, in a very dramatic fashion, we'll be reunited for a brief moment before he dies.
We can
only
start a
hope.
rebellion in your kingdom.
No, my kingdom is at peace. We've only warred with the owlbears, and they have all been exterminated.
The 87-foot tall owlbears.
That dragon turtle was an abomination, much like the owlbears, where they took two creatures and slammed them together. That was a dragon and a turtle slammed together.
How do you feel about ogres and man?
Those are fine, as long as they're not ogre men or men ogres.
It's fair. It's good.
They have to be
Good
two
point.
things slammed together. Dirty half-elves.
No.
What if I'm a farmer and a fighter?
But that's fine. Those aren't two creatures. Gosh, you're really not the brains of this operation, are you?
Nope.
I have a low wisdom score.
That's okay. You're a dutiful knight, just like me. She'll, take out her tackle box and her fly
I'll
fishing gear and begin making some flies.
I'll mention that I was a peasant before I was a farmer.
Yeah, I mean, the Fushi sisters will kind of lean over to you and be like, do you want us to, take her somewhere and get her lost? Or what?
I think she's important for something, but I haven't put it together yet.
Okay, if you want us to leave with her tomorrow, let us know.
I have her listed as... Oh, good.
I kind of think she's important. I think she has a bright future ahead.
Well, Garm, don't feel like you're locked into her. We could see if you find someone else more interesting down the road.
I think there's something really interesting here. I found a fishing style, or not a fishing style, but a ranger style I can make into fishing, where you take improved disarm, and then I just want to use the fishing pole to disarm people.
Fantastic.
And so that sounds funny. And she's reclaiming and trying to bring peace to our land.
She could have quick draw, and she'd be the quickest cast in the West. And she just steals people's gear.
Hooks people's weapons out of their hands.
Can she do the steel combat maneuver with it? I'd let her do the steel combat maneuver, but only if she was using 5-pound test. Is anything lighter with snap?
I have to get adamantine string.
You have to get adamantine fishing line? Hell yeah.
Easy. I think I know what I'll play if Buddy ever dies now. Bullshit build.
That sounds appropriate.
With an owlbear animal companion?
It's the owlbear from Buddy.
Oh my god. It gets better and better.
Oh god, it's happening.
She's a monstrous companion now. I hope she dies now.
I would like her to start taking care of the egg too, so that way she forms a bond with it when it hatches and it's an owlbear. She'll
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously she's not going to come break into this keep, right?
She's not going to realize.
Yeah, she'll stay here with the egg.
Realize it's an owlbear.
She'll stay here with the egg and the Fushi sisters.
Yeah. Oh yeah, if it hatches, is she going to realize it's an owlbear? Or
No, it doesn't have wings and it doesn't breathe fire. Do you even know what an owlbear is?
Just tell her it's a bear owl. Totally different.
Oh, it's a bear owl? Those are fine.
Yeah, it's a bear owl now.
I'll use the Latin name, the Chelish name for it.
Food,
yes.
sport.
Delicious.
I'm just imagining the old timey British fox hunters with hounds or whatever. It was just that, but they were hunting owlbears with hellhounds. They just pushed them out of all of Ravenel and hunted them to extinction in the glory days of House Thrune. So yeah, they'll leave the maps here. They'll hang out and eat the meat and cheese board, and basically you guys can talk amongst yourselves about how you want to approach this. You can talk to them and they can answer questions of stuff they might have seen. But yeah, this is we'll basically we got 50 minutes. You guys can do as much strategizing as you want. We'll probably hold off on actually starting the dungeon crawl or whatever of the keep until next time. So you guys just hang out and you're free to talk and strategize as much as you'd like. And then, yeah,
That was good.
if you guys can come to a consensus before our next session, then we can just start with whatever that plan is.
Yeah.
Next time.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Cool.
we could just talk about our plan in the Discord.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. Well, thanks for playing, guys. Had fun.
Last team.
Oh, yeah, as usual.
Woo.